Hi everyone, Staff Sergeant Farrell here with Beyond the Yellow Ribbon. We're just going to talk a little bit about the reintegration events. Currently we have more than 3,000 service members reintegrating after deployments. That's a lot of soldiers. So the Beyond the Yellow Ribbon reintegration events give a great opportunity to give resources and information and kind of answer questions for these service members and their families. And today I have Captain Hobot with me. He's the administration officer for one of the 194 Armor Battalion, and he just attended a 30-day event in St. Cloud. Can you share some of your experience with us, sir?
Sure. I would say that first off, I've been to probably a half a dozen Beyond the Yellow Ribbon reintegration events, whether it's Family Prep Academy or just reintegration from 30, 60, 90 day after being deployed. So I've been to quite a few. I've seen the program evolve since 2007, when it first started really getting into reintegration and taking care of soldiers when they get home. And I will say that the 30-day event that I just took part in last month in St. Cloud was quite enjoyable. And you know, in the past 6 years I've been to a lot of these, like I said, and I really got a lot out of it, and the program has really evolved, and it's getting better all the time, and I can honestly say that. So.
That's awesome. Do you have any advice you'd like to share with service members and their families?
Yeah, I do actually, and I would say that when you go into a reintegration event, whether it's a Family Prep Academy or just 30, 60, 90 when you come home from a deployment, I would say beforehand decide what you want to get out of it, and maybe this is the resiliency talking, because I went through resiliency training last month, but really you're only going to get as much out of it as you put into it. So if you go in there with an attitude that I'm not going to get anything out of it, then you're not going to. But if you go into with at least one thing in mind that you want to get out of it, it's very easy to get something out of it. And I'll tell you just my story is I had some issues with my youngest daughter. She was 3 months old when I deployed. When I got home after 12 months, you can imagine that she didn't really want anything to do with me, and she didn't really want to come to me, and it was kind of frustrating and somewhat stressful. And at the 30-day event, we talked about, in the stress management class that I actually took, as the one that I really remember, we did a lot of talking, we did some dialogue, and everybody shared their stories. And it was good to hear that my story and the reaction of my child, my youngest daughter, is normal. And since that event, which was a couple weeks ago, just in the last couple weeks, she's starting to open up and come to me more, and she's more comfortable now that she realized I'm not going anywhere. And so I got a lot out of it, specifically talking about my issue with my youngest daughter, and so it goes back to whatever you put into it is what you're going to get out of it. And that would be my advice to family members, is just nowadays with the reintegration, you get to look at the menu of what classes they're offering, so you can pick ahead of time, what you want to go to, and that's what I did. And I picked a couple of the classes I remember that very distinctly. It was stress management and resiliency, and those two classes, I really got a lot out of them, and it was an enjoyable experience, and I was happy when I left there on Saturday.
Great. Well, so there you go. From somebody who just attended one, you're going to get out of it what you put into it. So there's a lot more to come in the 60-day events. The shift is going to change more to soldiers and families. So there's actually going to be, for single soldiers, kind of a little bit different lane, and then for families a little different lane, so it'll be a little more specific. Also, the provider alley, there'll be different providers for you guys, so that's going to change. So it's a completely different event. So even though you've attended the 30-day, the 60-day is going to be different points that they're going to be talking about, different classes. For those of you that are unemployed, you can still bring your resumes and get them reviewed and still go through some of the mock interviews. But also, they're going to have a lot of resources for entrepreneurship. So people all the way from the legal side of it to building a business plan. So there's going to be a lot of resources there for the people that are still looking for employment. So anyways, I hope that you guys are having a great day, and thank you for joining me, and we will see you at the reintegration events. Bye.